the night out right. Panel at the table in that half-dead light. Miss Robin in the middle, calling every shot, directing and producing, till the story runs hot. 1-1 from the city, badge heavy on his chest, towing that law like a wicked chain, spitting facts, no rest. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite. JJ in the corner, state of the deep in his head. Which lies to toss and which ones to keep instead? Dago from the cafe says forget about it, leans back, spins his thoughts like a blade cutting holes in the track. Lee at the front, head advocate, steady stare, every word like a warning, every silence a dare. All of them leaning in, clock crawling, eyes bright. Every secret feels louder than the buzzing of the night. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite. You can bury it in paper, you can lock it in a file, but the truth bleeds through, drip by drip, tile by tile. We're dragging it to daylight, name by name, line by line. If you wrote it in the shadows, we'll read it out this time. Yeah. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite.
Oh my goodness, that was a hell of an intro. I'm kind of like jazzed up still. We need to put that disclaimer at the very end that talks about this is all like, you know, hey, careful, this is all like opinion and whatever. But holy crap, that was an awesome scissor reel. I'm jacked up. I hope you got a chance to see it. Not as many people got to see it as they should have. We will play it again. And by the way, for those who liked the old song, it's not going away. We're going to kind of mix it up a little bit from time to time. Hell, we'll even probably add another song or two, but that kicked ass. So I want to thank everybody who worked super hard on that. Dago worked with the music, and I think it's a combination of some AI and his own lyrics and shit like that. Well, I have him explain that a bit when he comes up here. That was amazing. Molly did a bunch of the graphics with the superheroes and shit like that. Robin has been working her ass off putting it all together, with one giving her clips to splice in for the sizzle reel. It has been a collective I want a big word, but I can't find a big word. It's been collectively badass. That's the word I got to use for it. So hope you enjoyed the song. It feels, I'm gonna show my age, but it feels a little bit like a Daughtry, Nickelback, Nine Inch Nails crossover shit. I love it. That it's just got a lot of badass beat into it. It speaks to people from our generation, for Dago and I, who are old men in the house. That just was beautiful. Brings tears to the eyes. All right, let's go ahead and bring our crew up on stage, get this thing kicked off quickly. We got some enormous things to talk about. I'm really excited about tonight. Let's get Logan up first. She's backstage. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I feel a little bad for you because that song should have had your name in there. We did get your picture and your little superhero and your dog in there, but the song was made before you kind of started making a regular appearance on the show, and we had to kind of squeeze you in there.
Hey, I just feel good being in it at all.
It's awesome. Isn't it badass?
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Such a great intro.
I love it.
So
And your dog looks amazing. And the cat looks amazing. Oh,
I had a police run-in today, actually.
You had a police run-in? Tell me.
I did. So there was a hit and run right in front of my house. So I'm going out to make sure everybody's okay. Honestly, I thought somebody hit a dog, and that's why I flew outside. Then I realized it was just people. And then I was like, well, shit, now I got to pretend like I care. So I walk over to make sure everything's okay. And the girl who hit the dude takes off. Wow. So I'm like, now there's a hit and run. And of course, I'm the only person who's like thinking to get the license plate. So I'm the only one who gets the license plate. So then I have to stay. And the cop immediately asked me for my first, middle, last, date of birth, where I work, phone number, address. I'm like, hold on.
You're like, I just saw something. I don't need to be on the perp list.
Yeah. But that was my police run-in today.
Wow, we're so alike. I would have had much the same reaction. Like, oh no, not an animal. Oh, it's just a human. Why didn't you tell me it was just a person that got hit? Like, all right, whatever.
Like, oh, these people have 2 legs. Never mind.
Yeah. I get it. Wow, And believe me, if you read the book Framed, you're not necessarily wanting to be the person who's the good Samaritan calling in a tip, because sometimes that makes you the suspect because you're the one that was closest to the crime scene, and they need somebody.
Oh, yep, I know all about that.
Sad. Well, anyways, thanks for sharing your story. I'm glad you liked the sizzle reel, despite the fact that your name wasn't in the next one. If you're still with us, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, but if you are, you'll be in the next one. I'm sure we'll get you in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still,
all right.
Excellent.
Dago, what's up? Thanks for the music, bro. Tell us about that music.
Frozen
so good. Frozen host, so good.
Forget about it. It's a fugazi. I'm already working on. I've been working on a song with Logan in it. So
nice.
The music, of course, and the arrangement and all that is AI. I didn't have a band set up here behind me running that whole thing, although as much as I would love to do that. But
sure.
Actually, we pulled out a couple guitars, and actually we were working on different riffs for it. And then my son, because he's a musician too, it was like, I like this, Dad, so on and so forth. So I went in with the type of riff that we wanted to use on. I used they were tuned down to drop D guitars, heavy bass, drums, all that. The lyrics I wrote completely by hand. Those were all my lyrics, absolutely all of them. So, but the rest of it, unfortunately, is AI. But at the same time, I think it turned out badass. I was playing the drums back there behind the scenes while I was playing. So,
and look, like this is the way things are. Like artistry is changing because it's gonna be a blend of the artist and the AI working together. And you did more than I even thought. Like you gave it, right? You gave it a lick, you gave it a line, some kind of thing that you recorded, and then said, use this as the basis to create a song, right? So, and it may have overlaid drums and all kinds of stuff that you didn't even think about, but it was a collaborative effort. And your lyrics and all that stuff.
I write every song that I put out, because I have a lot of different ones that I put out for pre-entertainment before I go live. I write all the lyrics to it. Every one of them, I write every lyric out. And I hate to say this and bring up anything bad, and it's so weird to me, you guys. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not super duper religious or anything weird like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when Tommy Jude died, it was a bad loss for the community. Okay, but it's weird. I've told this story before. The day after he passed away, I pulled a notebook out for whatever reason, and I started writing songs again for the first time in 25 years. Okay?
Oh, wow.
It was crazy, bro. I'm telling you. And I've been doing it because I wrote a song in tribute to him. And from that point forward, I just started playing with this. Mama Bear sent me this program, Suno, and it's amazing. And I started messing with that, and I started doing all these. I got like 3 notebooks full of lyrics of different songs I'm writing. So I could write a song for every. Actually, I have 3 songs that have Bronx in it already that I wrote. True Crime Warriors and stuff like that I've been playing through my channel before. So,
wow.
Oh
my gosh. What a great story. What a great story. And it's funny, I've seen Suno as well. I was going to do it myself because I always wanted to be a musician, and I got lyrics in my head. So maybe I'll play with it just for shits and giggles. Like, but I need to get some money because I have like no money to buy an extra fucking tool. Maybe if I can make it a work expense somehow. Anyways, that's awesome. And I love the story that went along with it. So thanks for sharing that. In the interest of time, let's get the rest of our panel up so that one can get little man off to bed and all those good stuff at that. And then we'll continue on as a group, and we got lots to talk about tonight. So let's get Robin up. Robin, how you doing?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. Hello.
Let's see if the StreamYard hates you tonight and cuts off your volume in the middle of your talking.
Again?
I said, let's see if it hates you tonight.
Oh, I thought you said it did it.
No.
Don't scare me like that.
She's freaking out for no reason already.
I know. I'm like,
sorry. Now I've got your own personal Jesus in my head right now. Reach out and touch me. All right, sorry.
Thanks, Tomboy.
That's some badass music. Anyways, how you doing? How you doing, Robin? You anything special in your world today?
just getting that thing done.
that was
amazing. You did a great job with that, Robin. It's amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. Jago. That freaking
Suno is
guitar.
free.
Listening to that while I was doing that, I was like, just to grab that. Oh man, just love it. Just that.
I know. I just want to get drunk and start a fight and shit.
Listen,
it's just good.
Oh my god.
It's funny that you both said that. The songs that I play, I put out, I put them out to get people hyped up before we do shows.
Yeah.
100%. And that's what that was all about. And it gets still, I get all, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
oh my God.
I've listened to that a couple hundred times probably with putting together the reel, because you have to match up the video to the proper lyric.
Yes.
And then, of course, in the musical interludes, you have to have something exciting showing.
Yeah.
You know, it can't just be something static. So and I'm like, every time, just love it more and more. So,
JJ here to hear it, because I'd like to get his take on it too.
Oh gosh, JJ, I forgot JJ hasn't seen it. Well, look, we got to get one up here so we can
oh yeah,
sorry, to the family. But I do want to say, again, we won't jettison the old song. There are people, I found out there's more than one person who has our theme song as their ringtone for their phone. How badass is that?
It's a badass
we can't get rid of that. It is a badass song. And it was
way to go, Cat Farm, because Cat Farm did our one song, didn't she?
Yes.
I think she did that one.
Cat Farm didn't Cat Farm do pretty much too? And,
yeah.
All right, let's get one up on stage and get this thing kicked off. What's up?
Hello, everyone. Evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
What an introduction.
Man.
That was amazing. Great job, Robin. That was awesome.
Thank you.
And it
was a collaborative effort.
Yeah, great song, Dago. And you did obviously the song has nothing to do with Tommy Jude, but he would have approved of that. That was
I know he would have.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the lyrics are great. Yeah.
And by the way, before you do your intro, I think we're going to play that sizzle reel on the way out as well, so people have a chance to see it that didn't see it at the beginning. So
there you go.
All right, one. Let's have you give us a monologue and kick us off, and
all right,
we'll get going.
Is it good to be alive in the den on a Wednesday night?
Always,
right?
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it is. I think so.
Yeah.
All right, Juliana, my lovely daughter. Although you're only about to, I still love you. Jackson, hope you're feeling better. Love you.
I mean, I would say you'd say goodnight to the little one as well, but she doesn't know what the hell's going on yet. So.
And of course, my beautiful wife. Have a good night. Love you guys. In the quiet hours, when the world is asleep, and the truth feels heavier than the dark around it, this is where questions live. Not the easy ones, not the ones wrapped up with a verdict and a bow, but the questions that linger, the ones that follow you home. 4 students, 1 house, college town that woke up different than it went to sleep. Idaho 4 didn't just fracture a community, it cracked open something deeper, a timeline that doesn't quite sit right. movements that blur at the edges, silences that feel louder than screams. Everyone wants answers. Few want to slow down enough to ask the uncomfortable questions. And far from campus, lights, and press conferences, deep in the hills of Letcher County, another kind of quiet tells its own story. A place where the roads twist, where everyone knows everyone, and where secrets don't disappear. They just sink into the ground and wait. Different worlds, different cases. Same pattern. Authority spoken like gospel. Official stories delivered clean and confident. And beneath it all, details that don't quite line up when you stay with them long enough. That's where we live. We don't rush. We don't cheer for outcomes. We don't pretend certainty where it doesn't exist. We examine what's said and what isn't. We look at the gaps, the contradictions, the moments everyone else speeds past because they're uncomfortable. This isn't about conspiracy, it's about scrutiny. Because truth doesn't fear questions, only weak narratives do. So tonight, we slow it down. Idaho, Appalachia, college towns, and coal country. Different accents, same shadows. If you're here for comfort, you won't find it. If you're here for certainty, you won't get it. But if you're here to sit in the dark, to listen closely, and to challenge what you're told to accept without question, you're in the right place. This is Devil's Advocates. And with that, live from New York, it's Wednesday night.
Woohoo! Here we go. All righty now.
You know, I want to say real quick before I'll shut up after this. But I noticed the fact that Robin did what she did, and Molly did what she did, and I did what I did, and won. It shows me that we've all blended together so comfortably now that and it just makes a point right there, folks. It shows that, in my opinion. So I'm super happy about that too. I just want to put it out there.
No, I absolutely agree. And for the most part, I think we are all pretty down to earth, low ego people. So we're not all, fighting for being, the shit. And so I love that we come together and we find space for each other. And maybe I do talk a little bit much on my show, but I try to make room for all of you. I respect all of you, and that's why you're here. Believe me, this invite to be on the panel doesn't go out to everybody. So,
if you remember what I told you when I first came on here, I said I don't get close to people because of previous experiences, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, and I was instantly comfortable with you.
Yeah,
Logan, I'm sorry to say, but it's another situation like that. It's just one of it is. I guess I'm not sorry to say, but it's weird.
You're sorry to say.
I don't mean it that way.
I'm really sorry to say that I kind of like her. Damn it!
But, I mean, other than the fact that she thought my chest cold was in my testicles, that's the only issue was over that. It is what it is at that point. I'm just saying, I was comfortable with her like I was with you, and it's rare for me for that to work out that way. So I'm grateful for that. That's what I should have said. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. That it came out all wrong, like the testicle thing, and but that's how I knew she was our people as well.
Yes.
I still sometimes want to slap Logan though when she says the word unalive. I'm like, stop it! Stop that shit! There's no unaliving on this channel.
No unaliving.
It's just a habit now. It's annoying as heck.
No pew-pews, no unaliving.
Murder.
No pew-pews and no blood fluid. We got blood on this channel. We got chaos. We got death and murder. And
we say it real. We say it live.
Real quick before I got a lot of shit. I did 3 hours or so of Kopaka public records. I did it live. Fuck it, I did it live. I did it live on members only. And I know some people are tired of talking about Kopaka, but I have some shit. I have some shit that we unburied today that I really want to get the panel's thoughts on. I want to make sure I'm not completely seeing it wrong. And I did a conversation with ChatGPT and by the way, AI is, for those of you who bust AI's balls, here's what's super interesting about what AI did today. I asked it a question and didn't tell it why I was asking the question. And it was like, oh, good catch. What you are catching is this. And I'm like, yeah, how the fuck did you know that? Like, it was like, I know where you're going with this. And I know why you asked that question. I'm like, this is so badass. This is so badass. So anyways, I'll explain that to you in a minute. Before I do, however, I want to give an opportunity for the Defense Rest, Jody from the Defense Rest, who has been gracious enough to get us a lot of inside conversations with people in Letcher County on that Mickey Stein's Ben Fields case in Letcher County. She was in the chat a little bit ago, and I know she's in Australia, and her time frame is like 14, 15 hours off from us. She's in the future, right? So I don't even know what time it is for her, but if she's still here, and Jody, if you're still here, I'd like to give you an opportunity to come up. I know you had your 2,000 subscribers celebration party today, where you were, pumped up about reaching that milestone. We're pumped up for you as well. I came in. She is here. Let's give her an invite,
I'm
Robin.
putting the thing in the chat.
Okay, yeah. So there's a link in the chat.
I'll email it to her.
Jody, if you want to come up, and because I don't know how long you can stay. Once we get going on Kopaka, I'm gonna and WSU, and it's gonna be a lot of Idaho 4. We're gonna talk about Guthrie as well. Dago's got some more comments on Guthrie we want to talk about, and shit, Logan probably has something to talk about. Maybe even Robin. I don't know. But the point being is that we're gonna be. I know I did that on purpose to make it sound like
they are doing it live.
Robin's got her mouth stuck in the open fly position.
Yeah,
she was like,
that was crazy.
She's like, I can't believe you said that, Ashwell. Anyways, let's see if is Jody taking the invite to come up here on the screen.
Well, I always have to email it to her because it never works for her in the chat. So Jody, I did email it to you, so you should have it now.
Robin was in the frozen shock phase there for a minute with her mouth wide open. That was awesome. Yeah.
Every time I go to a different tab, StreamYard just hates me.
Oh my gosh.
We should start the show like that one day and just come out here and everybody go.
Don't give away our secrets. We're gonna probably do something like that sometime. Everybody will just simultaneously freeze at the same time and just sit there with their mouth open.
We don't do stupid things like that. Never. No.
That's exactly what we're gonna probably do, something like that sometime. Just an ode of that moment. What I was gonna tell you too. Before we get into, I'm gonna kill some time, but before we got in, there she is. I'm killing time. Screw it. We're going live. Let's get Jody up here to say hi. Jody, what's up? Uh-oh. I gotta hide. I gotta take something off your face. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Oh yeah, you got your fuckery shirt. What's the hat say? We gotta get a close-up of that hat. A colossal amount of fuckery. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
I need a t-shirt like that.
Congratulations on your 2000. What's this one? Hold on, I gotta do that. What's that?
Come for the crime, stay for the fuckery.
Stay for the fuckery. Yeah,
Nice.
I love it. Oh my gosh, you're taking all the best slogans. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So how are you doing?
I'm gonna send you some.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, I'd love that. Yeah. I don't envy the international shipping costs, so that's the only problem, right? So maybe you got to find a printer in the US to print it and ship it for less money, because who knows how much it's going to cost.
Hats is really cheap.
So how did your party go today?
Hats are alright, they're nice and cheap.
Did you have a good time? It looks like we have a delay. We look like we got a big delay going on.
Just have her refresh it and she should catch up.
Have we?
You might want to refresh.
And there she goes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there was a pretty hellacious delay. We'll try to get her to refresh the connection, and if not, we'll just be short. But let's give her one more shot. How you doing?
Oh, it's worse.
That better?
No. No.
Worse.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
Say hello to you at the end of the show.
I'm gonna say a little bit, and we're all gonna be quiet, waiting for her to get it on delay. So, Jody, this isn't going to be conversational. When you hear this, you have the floor. Tell us how things went today with your show, and anything you want to share with us, because it's not going to be conversational with the delay. But go ahead and take this time to say what you want to say, and then we'll remove you from stage.
It was really, really good. And thanks everyone for the support. It was amazing. I never thought that, I know it doesn't sound like much, but I didn't expect to get this far. I actually didn't expect to get much more. So I'm really, really grateful, and it was fantastic. Until halfway through, I got a stomach bug.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you got a stomach bug.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that you got a stomach bug. And like I said, I'm gonna remove her from screen because the delay is so bad. Hopefully she hears this and she understands. But the delay was pretty bad. It'll be hard to do the conversation. We'll keep stepping on each other. So, Jody, sorry to hear about the stomach issues. Glad that things went well for you today. We were watching some of the story. I know some of us jumped in and out at different times yesterday and today and caught some of the long stream. So, and we're on it. Jody and I, in fact, still have to talk about the phone call I had with John Ray in New York. She heard me talking about that phone call last night when I put everybody on hold and went without me being on the show, but we haven't had a chance to talk about that phone call. So I want to share with her what happened on that phone call. All right.
Congrats, Jody, on 2K. That's amazing and awesome. And
it's great.
Can't wait to watch you keep growing and growing and growing. So great job.
It's work. It's work, guys, putting in the time for the channel. I don't know what all of your experiences have been, but it's a lot of work to do these channels.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I've got big Kopaka stuff. Do we want to start with something lighter? Because I feel like once we get into Idaho, we may be in Idaho for the rest of the night. Do you want to start with some Guthrie stuff? Do you want to start with?
Yeah.
Let's start with Guthrie.
Okay.
Go for it, Logan.
Oh, I just wanted to hear you guys talk about. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you had something. I was like, let's hear it.
So I have a question, and this might be a really, really stupid question, actually. My question is, how come here I go with Idaho. How come in the Idaho case, it took them, a couple of days to get Brian Koberger's DNA with IgG and all that going? Why are we waiting weeks and weeks for the Guthrie case for the same thing?
That's a great question. I asked that today. And yes, because here's the thing, you guys. I don't know if you caught this, Logan, but I said at the start of my show, I said, I have a feeling we're going to hear Othram's name in this case. I feel like they're going to go to Othram. I'll be damned if they didn't say that they had contacted Othram. They were on the phone with them, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So,
oh wow, yeah,
it's sickening. It's sickening to me that Othram. I feel like Othram called the show, and I almost feel like they already had their DNA there too. But they said that Brian Koberger, they had that. Would they send it off and they had it back within not even 24 full hours? Was it or something like that? Isn't that how they stated it?
Originally, let me summarize that in a minute, because I was going to talk about the fuckery and the lies and the Othram story, but so I don't know how fast they got it. I'll tell you why. I can lay it out in a minute. But
yeah, but that's her question is like one of my main questions. Like, we shouldn't be. They made a statement where they said that that the sheriff sent it off to Florida, and I'm starting to wonder if that's true too. But anyway, and they sent it back and said it had to be tested through the state first. I've never heard that. I looked it up. I can't find that, but whatever.
I looked it up today as well, and I didn't see any regulations or laws or anything that it has to be within that state.
Thank you. That's the same thing I went looking for. There's nothing listed. Then today they come out with this. Well, we've contacted. They were on the phone with Othram, and I went, you got to be kidding me. Right there. Right there. So at that point,
we just asked the other night, what's the likelihood Othram is going to be involved in a major case in this next year? We can't even make it a month after the question's asked before Othram's name is dropped in a major case.
There you go. Off to the races.
I'm telling you, I feel like that, and I hope I'm wrong. I'll say that first, but I feel like there's kickbacks coming out to people that go with Othram now to get them up on the pedestal to be the first out there. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of a kickback going back to Sheriff Ding Dong, as I call him. And I'm sorry, but I can't stand the man because everything he's done is wrong. So that's what I'm thinking the deal is with this. I can't give an answer, and I would love to find an answer as to why this is taking so long for this DNA stuff, but it shouldn't. And here's the thing. If the sheriff, I'll be polite, if the sheriff would have done what he should have done and handed this off to the FBI when he was supposed to, this would be solved already, in my opinion, but it's not. So it's a bunch of games.
Let me answer, even though it's gonna, I think we have a little bit more to talk about Guthrie, and this is going to run the risk of going into Idaho. But I wish JJ was here. JJ and I met at CrimeCon 2025 in Aurora, Colorado. And when we were sitting together, we had just met each other, and we sat together. We both, I wished he could be here to verify, to confirm what I'm going to tell you. Our jaws dropped when on the stage, Othram, Kristen Middleman was on the stage with Stacey Chapin.
Yes.
And they were telling their heart-touching story about how they met. And they told a story on stage about how the Middlemans from Othram were in a chance meeting of parents who lost kids in crimes, in which Stacey Chapin was there and giving her story. And when Kristen Middleman heard Stacey Chapin talking about it and realized that they were working on that very case that she was in there telling about her son, she leaned in and hugged her and said, "Don't worry, we've already got him." This was a conversation that happened before Thanksgiving, because she told us that that conversation gave her and her husband some comfort before Thanksgiving, that at least they've got the guy. They then announced on the stage in front of everybody, "We had Brian Kohberger in 5 days," and an eruption of applause happened on the stage. Now, here's the fucking bullshit. Othram Labs never got to Kohberger. They got to four brothers in Pennsylvania, and the FBI told them to stop their work. And the FBI then took over. And like 10 days after that, I think they got to Kohberger. So it's somebody's fucking lying in this case. Othram Labs did not get Brian Kohberger in 5 days, or if they did, everyone was fucking lied to in this whole entire country, because they were told to stop their work because they didn't get anybody. They only got four brothers in Pennsylvania. So how does Othram Labs go on there and tell everybody and get a big cheer, a round of applause about how we had Brian Kohberger in 5 days when they were told to stop because they didn't develop anything and the FBI developed it to Kohberger? So who's taking the credit for this shit?
Thank you. Absolutely. Don't forget, real quick, guys, that the local labs within Idaho took that DNA and got nothing out of it, and then it goes off to Othram, and then all of a sudden, Kerplooey, we got something, supposedly, according to them, but that's not how that worked at all. He's absolutely right, and it's a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry.
It makes me furious because, again, now that there's a guilty plea, they can say whatever they want and change the story, and nobody can hold anybody accountable. They can just lie about everything now. Oh, yeah, he was stalking the girls. Oh, yeah, he was doing this. Who's going to say anything? It's already over. He pled guilty. So now you can just make up whatever story you want.
That's it right there. I believe that, too. I'm 100% with Lana on that.
Right. Othram was working on it, and then they stopped, and I believe the FBI still went back. I still think they used Othram Lab, which is the super fuckery in this whole thing.
It's unbelievable. All right, tell us a little bit more. Dago, you were talking about, you showed that amazing video the other night with the transformation on the ski mask face to oh shit, I remember what was Elaine? What's his name?
Luke.
Did Dago just go incognito?
I think so, but that's okay.
Well, he was going to tell me a little bit more. Anyway, what he was telling me earlier is he's even more convinced. He spent hours and hours more on that, and he's convinced it is that guy without question whatsoever. So where does that leave us? I don't know what that means. Like, they haven't announced that right to the public, but Dago's got it all figured out. I think they're right.
I mean, they claim that they're still doing DNA tests and stuff on the car.
Luke Daly, that's the name. Luke Daly. Yeah.
I want to know what they had to go swat Carlos and swat Luke, but then they just let them go. I mean, you had to have had something to feel like that was a serious lead to go do that and detain them, and then you just let them go because there was nothing. What led you there?
That's a good question. I've said that myself. Lucas Daly is the one. I'm sorry.
His eyes match perfect.
Everything does.
And nose, the distance on the nose, the whole thing is matched perfect.
I have the picture. Finally found the pictures of the tattoo. That's what got it for me. That ended everything right there. You can see the tattoo stopping here on the guy on the video. And I finally, thank you to Tomboy, found the photograph of Daly's arm showing the tattoo. It's the same damn thing, folks. That is him. Period.
Now I'm gonna pick on my wife a little bit, but my wife here's the thing. My wife has been reading a lot more on this case than I have, because I keep telling her I'm a little resistant because I don't need another case. Like I can't pick up another case. I got too many cases already. And, you know, her and a couple of other people are like, you need to cover this case. But she was reading a news story to me, and I'm going to show my ignorance because I don't follow this case as much as you guys. One, there was a story about a mother and son. And I think you said something about this guy as well's mother, right? So there was a story about a mother and son being picked up, and then a third individual who committed suicide. And that's the part that I can't find, is the third
Because
individual that was yeah.
That ended up being a hit and run accident. Somebody just put it out as that was what it was. So
okay,
that's why we couldn't find that. I went looking for it too, and it didn't exist. So if it was
a hit and run, then it wasn't a suicide, and it wasn't related to the
No,
not at all. Not that I can find anywhere. I've been digging like for days, and I cannot find it to save my life. Let me show you guys this real fast here, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Pull that up, Robin, if you would, please.
I sure will.
This is what did this for me. This is what etched this in stone. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me see. Will this work? Okay. You guys see this right here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's one point. There's another point right here. This is Mr. Front Porch with at Nancy's house on the camera. Okay. And I showed you the facial video already. So there's that. Now, I just want to make sure everybody sees it, because some people don't see that well.
Yeah,
I
can see it pretty
wrist.
clear.
Yeah, it's like
wrist is the right hand. Okay.
It's like right here. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now.
Zoom, bitch, get out the way.
Do you see this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that doesn't go down as far, does it?
No, it doesn't go down right all the way to the.
Let me finish. Turn your on,
oh, okay.
Mine does this too. I was doing this today like an idiot, going back and forth, but it looks, first off, the camera angle with that camera, the way his hand is, we know that those lenses, it's not right on. It's not exact. Okay. But that there and that there, if you were to turn his arm straight, it changes the, let me see if I can do this.
The angle of incident.
It changes the distance of it. It goes up and down a little bit. It's weird, but
can you zoom in a little closer on the lettering or no?
Yeah, it's hard to. It's written in a different language, I think. Yeah, hold on. Let me try. And
is there any way to put them side by side?
I don't know how to do that. I can give these photos to somebody and you can try that, but I don't know how. But I'm looking. If his hand were straightened out, this would drop down just a little bit more, in my opinion. Also,
I'm looking at that bracelet, and I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, the other one looks like it's closer to.
Well, let me go to that one next.
Yeah.
Again, hold on, because other people pointed that out to me too. 1 minute. And again, I feel like the way we're looking at this, the camera's kind of looking down at this. Okay. And it's just a completely different type of lens. To me, we can't really tell because of the zooming, but his wrist should be
I see.
Right
there. I see what you're saying.
Okay, and his hand
there is a gap. Yeah, I see it. There is a space. Yeah, I see it. I see
it does
exactly
look
what
like
you mean.
We're looking down his sleeve, kind of too.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain earlier, and people they finally got it, but I'm telling you, I get this weird feeling, but I have this. That's him. That is him. And I know you guys saw this already.
Yeah, the blending of those faces is a huge clincher.
That I had people like falling over on that, but I show you something else too. That Molly did, because Molly's awesome. But this here, come on, you damn it.
I'm waiting for you to make a mistake and show some adult stuff on TV.
Oh, you're not going to get that here. I'm boring, guys. I'm boring as hell. My apologies for it, though. There we go.
My apologies.
1 minute. Between the tattoo. Son of a bitch, start working. There we go.
Do we know if this guy has any kind of criminal history?
He has nothing but a criminal history, Robin.
Oh.
Multiple. Pull that back up if you don't mind, real quick.
Drugs, guns, everything.
Yeah. The dude is
okay.
Like, he's bad. It's bad. That and this, I can't. It's got to be him on the front porch, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Everybody said that his DNA probably isn't CODIS. So all that tells me is that the DNA that they found inside the house did not belong to this guy.
Yeah.
Very simply, that's all it means to me.
Right. So he may have been outside the house only, and
Yeah. Right.
Or he just
Maybe he never went in the house.
Yeah, because there's multiple people that are saying are involved in this at this point. And whoever's DNA they got, it just means that they were never in trouble. That's all.
Yeah.
So between this
crazy shit
and those two things, I can't get past it, you guys. It's him as far as I'm concerned.
That
Yeah,
nose,
looks,
the nose, the eyes, the eyebrow line. Yeah.
And here's the
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
I'll say this right now. I'll eat a full-bodied crow, folks, if I'm wrong, but you're gonna have to show me some real deal proof that it's somebody else besides him, is all I'm saying.
Too bad we couldn't see his ears too, because the ears would
would
also get. But I mean that to me, I mean there's enough. Right.
They're flattened out. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's, as far as I'm concerned, he's the one. Between the tattoo and that, and his criminal record, the fact that his family was detained as well as him. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
I don't believe in coincidences, that's all. So
that's the people keep asking, who is that? That's you said Luke Daly.
Lucas Daly, LUKASDALEY.
And what connection does he have? What connection does he have to the family, or are you just saying it's kind of like a random?
Okay, so
in May
he was pulled over. This is where he got his last onslaught of charges, pretty heavy duty drug charges that he already had many of in the past. In May, he got pulled over with Kayla Day in the vehicle with him. They both had they had lots of drugs on them. They also I think they were charged with distribution and multiple charges. He also had a 9mm AR pistol in a bag on a seat. All of those things happened. So the girl he was with is Nancy Guthrie's great niece. And I proved that too. I found absolute proof of that as well. So I don't believe
big thing
in coincidences.
Yeah.
That's a big connection there.
Absolutely. And like I said, people were like, no, they're not related. I have proof now. Absolute proof. Because where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? There it is. For everyone saying that Kayla Day is not related to Nancy Guthrie, and Pritchard Hansen is Savannah Guthrie's late aunt. Her late father's sister. Savannah's dad died when she was 16. We know that. Anne had a daughter named Terry Stauffer. Terry had a daughter named Kayla Day. Not related to Nancy by blood, but by marriage. There you go.
Interesting.
We got a gift from someone.
Lenny Mo. Seven. Looks like there's something more under his watch. Yeah, I know. I noticed that. Yeah. I'm telling you though, that blended picture is a
that's enough for me, but
that's a huge
kind of iced it, you know.
Yeah.
And so what did they? They had him detained and they let him go already.
They had him detained, all three of them, and there was another guy that's involved possibly as well with this. And here's the thing: there's a link found that him, Zachary Jahoub, and the guy that this Kayla is legally married to. So I don't think these are boyfriend girlfriend. I think they're just friends per se. Her husband, this guy, and this Zachary Jahoub guy, they all have a connection to this M&A Motors, this car dealership, which is where the Range Rover came from. And that dealership leads back to the Russian mob.
Wow. Yeah.
I wonder if that business is part of like laundering money and things like that.
Yes, ma'am. I absolutely believe that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So There's something.
There we go.
The
One
details
nation
are
under
what,
one nation under blackmail. All roads lead
Yeah,
to the
right.
mafia.
So once again, I can't work out the tiny details yet, but the rest of it, I think we've come to, you know, like Tomboy just said, they detained the 3 at the house, Zach with the Range Rover, and he sold that Range Rover to Luke Daly a week prior. And there's something floating around out here. I can't find anything to lock down to verify it for sure, but there was talk that there may have been DNA in the back of that Range Rover that belonged to Nancy.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
And
there's also there's the fourth. Was there a fourth letter, right? Went out.
5.
Oh, 5 now.
There's 5.
There's
5.
4. There's 4 emails that went to TMZ. Go ahead, Logan. You were going to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off, hon.
No, go ahead, because I'll ask when you're done.
The 5th thing seems to have come from the kidnappers now. The 4 of them came from somebody that is saying, I know the kidnappers. I'll tell you if you give me this.
Right.
This 5th thing seems they're saying they believe it because it has a different it has a different type of currency. It's not Bitcoin, but it's that
crypto.
type of
It's
cryptocurrency,
right?
Yeah.
Crypto. That's what I heard.
And it's from a completely different,
right.
Everything's different on it. So they believe it's from the kidnappers. Now, here's what my thought is on that whole thing. I think that the 4 that came to TMZ, I think those belong to the kidnappers too. They were just trying to frame it a different air or a different light so that they weren't tracked per se, I guess, for whatever reason. And I think they finally just came back with this. I think this has been drug out, you guys. My opinion, and only my opinion, I hope I'm wrong, is that Nancy's deceased, unfortunately, okay? And they know that there's nothing they can do without proof of life, per se.
Right.
And that's why this is drug out now. They're trying to get a hold of this money so they can get the hell out of here and get out of the country and avoid all prosecution, per se. But I don't think that's going to happen. And that's why this is drawn out so long.
Real quick before we get back to the drawing it out thing, whose super sticker is this for? It's one of your guys's, not my channel. Is it or is it ours?
It's mine. Thank you, Sausage Biscuit.
It's yours. Okay.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
I was trying to
thank you, Sausage Biscuit.
So yeah, whatever it is, we appreciate support. Thank you very much for that.
Very much appreciated.
So part of me thinks the reason why this is stretched out in the news is, again, it's a distraction for something else. So does this case need to stretch out as far as it was, or do they already know what happened in this case a long time ago and they're just stretching it out in the news cycle because we're trying to keep our eyes off of something else? But I think it's a good question. I
think that because the sheriff screwed up where he did multiple different ways, again, like I said earlier, if the FBI would have been brought in to take the lead on this as they were supposed to and should have, and we were told they did, actually, we'd be done with this already. It would have been solved and dealt with and out of the way. But because he was delaying all these things and messing with all these things and not putting information out, that's why we're still sitting here, in my opinion, of course.
My thing is, I have never really seen them actually look for Nancy. They've been looking for suspects and leads, but not for Nancy. So that's what makes me think that something has told them that she's not alive. And I'm wondering if it's the pacemaker. Can they do that? Can they let the doctor know when it's not working anymore because the heart's not beating?
I would think.
I would think so too. But I don't know anything about pacemakers, so I don't know. But that's my thought on it.
Oh man. So anything else on this case? Because when we move into what I got today, it's gonna take us some time. Is there anything more on Guthrie or anything else we want to talk about before I move us into the shit show? I got a shit show coming. Oh, Diego's muted.
Bring it on.
That's all I had as far as Nancy goes.
Right. So what I did today, and I hope I don't lose you guys. This is going to be a lot. And I'm going to try to do this in a way that you guys can all like follow along and tell me if, oh, Lee, you totally missed it. And I don't care. Like if I missed it, I missed it. There's a reason why I like to do things not public and do it members only live before I do it live, because this mistake I'm going to show you a mistake I made on the live and the members only live that I wouldn't have made the reason why I don't do it live. Okay. So we got hyper focused on a particular gun that was shown in a lot of pictures. And I was asking, like, what is it? Is this supposed to be the gun that Brent Kopacka allegedly had that night? I'm going to put it on screen. You see this gun right here? Oh, no, you don't, because I haven't fucking shared it with the screen. How about I put it on the screen? Hold on. All right, hold on. Stand with me. All right. Do you see that gun?
Yeah, we see it.
The Desert Warrior? Okay. So
yeah,
there was a lot of pictures of this gun, and if I'm careful, I can scroll through. So here's more. There's some pictures of the bullets. There's the magazine that was in the gun. There's the serial number of the gun. There's the gun laying on the seat of a truck. You can see the floor mats underneath. There it's laying next to what looks like a handheld police radio of some kind. Here it is with a utility belt. And I'm like, why the fuck are all the, like, is this and here's a roped off vehicle that it was found in with police tape all around it. And I was losing my shit. Like, how the fuck is this related to the crime scene? One, I think, clarified it, along with we had a bunch of pictures of a guy in army fatigues as well. I'm like, how the fuck does this guy relate to the case? It may be this is the sniper that actually took out Brent Kopacka. This is the sniper's vehicle. And I guess, like one was saying, it's standard procedure for them to photograph everything that's involved with an officer involved shooting. So they're probably getting his pistol, absolutely, showing that it hadn't been fired and all the things. And all of that is just documenting this is the shooter's vehicle where he parked. And I did find in a document that the shooter parked on Main Street. This is Main Street, I believe. So this may be, and it's I guess the shooter's pickup with SWAT that arrived, and probably his gun that hadn't been fired, according to the stuff that they showed. So they spent a lot of time on it, and I got really confused. But this is the part that I want to kind of share. There's two semi bombs before we get to the big bomb. I don't know what this key is. Is it the key to the sniper's vehicle? I don't know. But I want to show you this as well. This is what really concerns me. This is a drawing of the apartment that they made that day. And somebody wrote hand notes on this piece of paper. Army, 82nd Airborne, injury, hit with IED driving, surgery on his back, poor parenting, DUI, several, constantly moving red pickup. All of those things relate to Brent Kopacka. Brent Kopacka was 82nd Airborne. He had an injury from an IED. I don't know about the poor parenting, but he had DUI. All of that stuff I know is Brent Kopacka. So what I didn't know is he had a red pickup, because that's the part I'm confused. A lot of people have been asking what kind of did Kopacka have a vehicle, and if he did have a vehicle, what was it? This is the first piece of paper I found that has a whole bunch of details about Brent Kopacka, including what's listed as a red pickup, and I'd never known that before. You guys have any thoughts, questions, comments about a red pickup in general?
I had heard that once before. I can't remember where, but I swear I remember hearing that a long time ago.
Okay. Somebody had told me that he had a silver Elantra.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I heard that too.
There's got to be a way we can try to confirm that.
You would think public records requests could probably do.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think.
All right. I'm going to show you a couple more. I'm going to show you two documents to compare a time fuckery, and then we're going to get to the big one, the big bombshell. All right. So I'm going to pull this up on screen. All right. This is a document by Wade Weingardner of Pullman Police, Unit 468, I guess. And in his report, he says at the beginning, on 12/14 at approximately 23:36, that would be, if I do the math right, 11:36 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
At approximately 23:36, Whitcomb dispatched Pullman units to a report of a weapons offense at 1000 Latah Street. And he goes on and on. So this has to be a typo or complete fuckery, because his report says he didn't get dispatched. Pullman didn't get dispatched until 11:36 p.m. Let me show you where the problem is. This is Reuben Harrison's report. On 12/14 at 20:40, which is 8:40 p.m., Officer Weingardner was with him at 8:40 p.m. Officer Wade Weingarter said he didn't get dispatched until 11:40 p.m. So it could be a typo. Maybe it's a no, never mind. But there's like a 3-hour discrepancy between when Wade Weingarter says he was dispatched and when Reuben Harris says that him and Wade were actually on scene. And when you read their reports in detail, they talk about the same exact things. So it's not a different Weingartner. It is Wade Weingartner, and they were there together, and their both reports match up. But the only thing that's different is Wade's got like a 3-hour difference in time about when he was dispatched to the scene. And I only bring that up because when we were watching all the body cam footage, we were having this like, there seems to be a problem with the time. Like this could have happened hours ago. And so just keep that in mind as a oddity, not the big bombshell. This is going to be the big bombshell. And I'm going to break it down in detail after you see this. What this is allegedly, I believe, I have every reason to believe, I'm going to show you why. This is Brent Kopacka's cell phone, recovered in evidence, photos taken of the phone and what was on his phone. This phone number is a Texas phone number.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a Texas phone number. Texting Brent Kopacka's phone. This is Kayla with the Pullman Police Department. My first question was, why is a Texas phone number calling or texting Brent Kopacka with a Texas phone number? And it's funny because this is what I told you. I asked ChatGPT, can you explain this phone number and whatever and what it is? And they said, good catch. Why is Pullman Police Department texting from a Texas phone number? I was like, that's what I fucking want to know. Hold that in the back of your mind for a minute. So Kayla with the Pullman Police is texting Brent Kopacka. Can you call me back? Brent, can you at least let me know you're okay? Look at the timestamps, 10:34, 10:36, 10:39, 10:45, 10:47. I can see you're having a really hard day. I'm here because I care. I want to help you. Brent, can you please answer your phone? That's important. Listen, I really want to help you work through what's going on. Brent, I'm very concerned about you. I want to understand what you're going through. Okay. Now it's all going to come together in a little bit. So if you're not knowing where we're going with this, wait till we get there. Here is Brent Kopacka's outgoing phone call log. He's calling Texas. He's calling Texas 10:53, 10:51, this is working backwards. So that the latest time is down here at the bottom. Brent Kopacka started calling outgoing calls at 10:28 p.m. to Texas. The call lasted for 16 seconds. And then a dropped call of 2 seconds at 10:30, 10:32, 10:35, a 6-second call at 10:37, 10:46 seconds, 10:43, 4 seconds, 10:45, 4 seconds, 10:47, 6 seconds, 10:50, 4 seconds, 10:51, 6 seconds, 10:53, 4 seconds. Brent Kopacka's phone is calling the number in Texas over and over again before Kayla ever texts him and says, Brent, can you answer the phone? Keep listening. This is going to get crazy. Brent Kopacka's phone also called a number in Idaho, 208-618-115 at 10:30, twice. 10:30 for 4 seconds, 10:31 for 2 seconds and 4 seconds, called Idaho. Brent Kopacka also called a number in Pullman, Washington at 10:32. Brent Kopacka was frantically placing calls to 3 different numbers, Texas, Idaho, and Pullman, during the standoff. Now listen, they told us, Brent Kopacka said, I don't have cell service. So I started to ask ChatGPT, what the fuckery is going on here? So let me move this for a second. And you will be surprised at what I worked out as I continued to work with ChatGPT on what the fuckery. Let me pull this up. Give me a second. Of course, there it is. Okay. And let's go back to here. And let's add this to stage. All right. This is a ChatGPT session. You can see I've loaded into the screenshots to ChatGPT. And I said, analyze these images and tell me what the phone numbers on the screenshot are. And is the phone number of the contact or the phone number that is being used to send messages? I'm just going to go through and show you some highlights. The key number in question is 430, area code 430-219-0919. By the way, that phone number in Texas is right along a major drug corridor from Texas across the Mexican border. That phone number is being placed to the it's a known FBI watched drug corridor from Texas, from Mexico through Texas. So the text message says it's Kayla with the Pullman police. The call log conclusion, the phone number owner is likely Brent Kopaka, is what they're talking about, and he was calling that number repeatedly. The big picture interpretation, a person naming themselves Kayla, claiming to be police, is texting with concern. There's an escalating tone of a welfare check and urgency. The recipient is not responding, followed by multiple outgoing attempts. Then we continue on. 430 is a Texas area code. It is located in Northeast Texas in the overlay of 903. It covers areas of Tyler, Longview, Texarkana, and Sherman. 430 is definitely a Texas area code. Given your focus on deep dive analysis, the sender claims to be Pullman police, but the number is a Texas area code. This does not automatically mean anything improper, but it could be a personal cell phone, Google Voice, or an off-duty phone. But it is a notable discrepancy worth highlighting. Let's continue. Confirmed individuals named Kayla. So I said, is there anybody that's with the Pullman police named Kayla? Well, there's a Kayla Stallnicker listed as a patrol officer with Pullman police. I don't know that a patrol officer would be calling and texting as the negotiator with Brent Kopaka on the thing, but that's one person that's listed. Another person is a Kayla Loop, who's a code enforcement officer, who used to work with corrections. So the corrections department, and then got moved to a record specialist in Pullman in 2021. So there's the only two Kaylas they know that potentially were that could be a Kayla. But again, the question becomes, why is she texting from Texas? I'm going to try to get to the punch here in a bit. The communication style is unusual according to ChatGPT. It's not a typical patrol officer type of communication. The phone number mismatch is a major red flag. Pullman PD should be in the 509 area code, but the number is a Texas phone number at 530. Possible explanations are it's a personal cell phone, Google Voice, maybe a third-party crisis outreach, or someone else using a name or a misattribution in evidence. Now, this suggests the recipient. So what I said was, Brent Kopaka said he didn't have cell phone coverage, but we see times on the phone calls: 16 seconds, 9 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds. I said, if there was no cell service, would any of those calls? And they said no. If those calls indicate the phone has service, it just doesn't have good, reliable service, but it has service. So they told us, or he told us, he didn't have service. So the calls were not being successfully connected. Most of the calls are only a few seconds long. This typically means that they were immediately hung up, the call was rejected, voicemail, or it's not reached, or a connection failure. It's a huge detail. The key takeaway, not only was Kayla texting from a Texas number, but when Brent tried calling her back over and over, those calls were not meaningfully connected. They were either hung up on or weren't connected. So it looks like Kopaka was making every effort to reach out that night. He was contacting not only the phone number that was been calling, and he actually started calling them before they texted. So Brent Kopaka was making attempts to reach out. It just wasn't going through. And he was calling people in Boise, the 208 number, and Pullman, and Texas, frantically. The phone call, I'm going to lay it out one more time here in a minute, frantically calling them. The phone owner, which is Brent, was actively trying to call 430-219-019, and frequently the calls were frequent, rapid, and mostly unsuccessful. Mostly because, again, some of those connected for a good 16 seconds, 19 seconds. So I'm going to cut down to the chase because there's a lot here, and I don't want everybody to check out on me. I had it give me I said take all of the screenshots to all the numbers and build me a table so that we can see what actually happened. And that's where it gets pretty interesting. I'm almost there. Here it is. Brent versus Kayla's interaction. At 10:28 p.m., Brent Kopaka calls the Texas number. And that lasted for 16 seconds, indicating he got a hold of somebody. At 10:30, 2 minutes later, he called again, and it failed in 2 seconds. He called again 1 minute later, 2 times, one for 2 seconds, one for 4 seconds. Neither one of them connected. 10:32, he called a number the 208 number was in Idaho. So after he couldn't call Kayla and he got disconnected, he called a number in Idaho and called that number in Idaho twice, an area code 208, and got 2 disconnects. Then he tried to call somebody in Pullman, Washington, and that lasted for 8 seconds. Then he tried to call back to Texas, and that lasted for 19 seconds, indicating he got a hold of somebody. And then all of a sudden, after all of those phone calls, he's calling Texas, he's calling Idaho, he's calling Pullman. Kayla starts texting, hey, this is Kayla with the Pullman police. Brent, can you let me know what's going on? He's calling back. She texts him, he calls, no connection. She texts him, he calls, 6-second connection. She texts, he calls, 6-second connection. There's interaction. They're trying to reach him on a text. He's calling left and right, multiple people, and no one's picking up the call or they're getting disconnected. And this goes on. Please answer your phone. I'm very concerned about you. And then more calls, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds. Key takeaway. Brent is actively trying to connect. He's not avoiding. He calls Kayla before she starts texting. He continues calling throughout the entire exchange. Multiple attempts to call numbers in Texas, Idaho, and Washington. This shows an active effort to communicate or get help. But nobody, they were saying that he was refusing to listen to talk to anybody and he was just, stonewalling them. This shows a different story. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about that. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
That's odd.
It's not what they were saying.
What's weird is there seems to be a lot of Texas connections within this case.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of Texas connections. Kaylee was taking a job in Texas, not in the same area, not on the 403 the 403 area code, whatever, but 430, not in that. But Kaylee was taking a trip there, and again, it's a major drug corridor. And by the way, from the north-south drug corridor through Texas, it then branches through Boise, Idaho, heading to the Pacific Northwest. So it runs that corridor. And so there's a connection to Boise, Idaho, and drugs running from Mexico up through Boise, Idaho, and final destination being up in Washington State. So I'm not saying Brent was involved in the drug trade, and I'm not saying whatever, but the rumors out there in Idaho is this was a drug hit, a drug retaliation. Did Brent Kopacka reach out to somebody in the Texas area who happens to be in an area code that's right along the major drug corridor, running drugs from Mexico up through Texas and into Idaho and Washington State? Is there a connection that we should be looking at, or is this just creative fuckery and people with too much time in their hand? I don't know.
It's just so weird. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, if he really was reaching out to people and no one was responding.
And there's another thing that I pointed out. I'll show on screen just briefly. Now, maybe they didn't show us the screenshot, but there's no screenshots they provided showing any incoming phone calls from 430-219. So Kayla's texting saying, hey, I'm trying to reach you and you're not answering. But there's no screenshots they provided showing us that Texas tried to call him or that anybody tried to call him. All you see is outgoing phone calls.
Maybe to prove that, maybe because they didn't want people to see that she really didn't try and call him.
That's what I'm wondering. So I don't know. Maybe there's not much there, but all I can say is when I had the ChatGPT lay out the phone calls and say, put them in order, because again, each screenshot has different times, right? Put it in order. It kind of laid out a story. And the most interesting story is Brent Kopacka is frantically trying to place phone calls. He's frantically trying to place phone calls to Texas before the first text message comes in from Texas saying, hey, this is Kayla from Texas. So he reached out first, you know what I'm saying, to that number. And then after a while and again, the first call or second call, whatever, it lasted 19 seconds. Not long enough to have a conversation, but long enough to leave a voicemail perhaps or something like that. Did the first call go through and they're like, shit, don't answer that call anymore. and then, like your mind could run away with you on what's happening. But it makes you wonder, was Brent Kopacka really stonewalling people that night and refusing to communicate, or was he actually attempting to get help and attempting to communicate and calling people in Idaho, in Pullman, and even in Texas, trying to get somebody to listen to him, and they wouldn't. They were refusing so that they could run the narrative of he's just not listening to anybody and refuses to communicate. I don't know.
Well, did they restore his phone? Is that how they're getting that from it? Or maybe I'm not, because there were rumors or whatever that it was wiped.
They can pull that stuff.
It wasn't rumor. They said it was wiped.
His brother
said when he picked it up.
Yeah,
Darren
even his
Duncan was
best
the
friend,
source of
even his
saying
best friend.
Great.
factory wiped. Yeah.
So then how are those logs still even on there? I mean, for them to even take pictures of, or did they take the pictures and then they wiped it?
So Tomboy Charm, I don't know if they looked that up live while I showed it on screen, but they said that number comes back to the Latah County Sheriff's Office. But again, keep in mind, that's an outgoing call from Kopaka's phone to the Latah County Sheriff's Office.
Was Kopaka a CI?
Well, so let's think about this. Pullman, Washington, Pullman is not Latah County. So why is Brent Kopaka calling Latah County Sheriff's Office?
Because he knew. I'm telling you, Chief Fry said that him and Kopaka had some kind of a relationship, good or bad. They knew each other quite well. So, but that's not the sheriff's department. That's Moscow City PD.
Right. It's not even the sheriff's department, right?
So who does he know in Latah County Sheriff?
I mean, didn't he kind of move around a lot?
Yeah.
Could he have been a CI in one place, or and then in another, or he was calling them because that was his contact in the other place, and now he's got a new contact over here.
He's trying to supposedly linked. He's supposedly linked with like 10 different like houses and stuff. That's what Tommy Jude had showed like a whole thing on it.
Right.
But he was pretty much adamant that he was in, we still don't have 100% proof, so I'm not going to say that's, definitively, but he was saying that he was definitely involved with drugs. Not that necessarily he's one of the killers, but he was in either, maybe he was going to be, the original, he was going to be the patsy, he was going to be the original fall guy, or maybe whoever is involved with this, if it is some kind of drug hit, maybe they wanted Kopaka to be involved in it, and he didn't want to be involved in it.
Right, and that takes me back to what. And again, maybe my mind is running away with me. That takes me back to something that I believe I heard Kopaka say in the standoff on body camera, and it was something to this effect: "I fucking hate you guys." Was he working with them and they fucking turned on him, and he's fucking, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna fucking turn on me now? I fucking hate you guys. You guys have me work for you." And then like, it had that ring of like, "I fucking hate you guys. You guys fucking
remember Lee, that one part we were listening to, and he said, "You guys really want to do this?"
Yep. Yeah. You guys want to do this? Are you sure? Yeah.
You sure. And then all that whatever went down, and I don't know. I'm still weirded out a little bit by the fact that his ex-girlfriend, I think I don't know how it's related, but his ex-girlfriend, a relative of hers of sorts, lived in the 1112 house at one point. So
yeah,
that's a little too close for me not to think something's weird with that.
Yeah, that is odd.
And I've heard people waffle back and forth on that, like that hasn't been confirmed, but that's out, like that rumor's been out there for a while. But
I had a document that showed it, that the same last name, and then I went. Tomboy was we were all looking at it one night, and we pulled the names together, and you feel good about it. Yeah. Oh,
good.
I mean, I could be wrong. People are wrong, but when you pulled up the documents, you know how you can look at a house and like who lived there, who didn't live there, and all that document stuff. It could be wrong, but it lined right up, and I was like, well, damn, that's wild. So
the key takeaways I want to give you for just food for thought for those who still have questions about Kopaka. Maybe everybody's tired about talking about Kopaka, but for those who still have questions, I would say this. The narrative is they couldn't reach Brent Kopaka because his phone didn't have cell service. But according to ChatGPT, everything that the screenshots show, that phone had service, and he was making phone calls, and it was either being hung up on or they were disconnecting his calls, but it actually had cell service. Now, maybe, as they even said, some people will say, I don't have service, when what they really mean is I got shitty service and I'm not getting a connection. It doesn't necessarily mean he literally didn't have service. He may have been literally trying to make calls and nothing's going through. So he's like, well, fuck, my phone doesn't work. I don't have service. And maybe he just meant that nothing's going through. But then that leads to did they jam the phone? Did they jam the phone so that Kopaka couldn't make phone calls? Or were they just flat out ignoring the calls because they wanted to paint the narrative that and again, that's all if there's fuckery. If there's no fuckery, then I guess you just have to go with, he just had really shitty cell service. And all he could get was text messages through. But I don't know. Something to think about.
Wow.
All right. That was my big my big dumper. You had something one that you wanted to talk about the Axon cameras and WSU, right?
Yeah.
Do you have that handy?
Yeah, I have. I was trying to. Amanda actually sent us more info on that. The number, the 208 number.
Oh, the 208 number? Yeah, the one that Kopeka was calling that said that Tomboy Charm said was a Latah County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Birdie just posted a message. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. And it says, what if Mowich was the CI? Serious question. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Do you have thoughts on it?
I've never thought about it that way. So I would have to think on it.
It's funny because so here's my thing. Mowich has always bugged me. I didn't hear dick.
It does, doesn't it?
Until Pavarotti brought up the name 3 years after the whole event. And then all of a sudden one day it was like a video came out and Pavarotti's like, I solved the case, it's Mowich. And I'm like, who the fuck's Mowich? And I was like, there was a brain lock on my part. Like, I'm not going down a rabbit hole on a name I've never even heard for the last 3 years. And now out of the blue, here's the guy that did it. It was Mowich. But then I started to casually listen to the story. Okay, well, he said he was in a car. And granted, here's the part that I have vetted a little bit, is apparently a local hospital, well, not so local, a hospital called, right, and said, we have this guy that came in with claiming to be in a car accident, but his injuries look like they're maybe knife related. You've got this knife thing up in Moscow. Maybe this is related to your case. So that part did become suspicious. But outside of that, Mowich didn't hold a lot of weight for me. And then when I heard that some of the argument, and this is where you guys can correct me because I've got a mental block with Mowich. The idea that 8 hours of the crime scene seemed to somehow miraculously clean up Mowich's blood from the scene so that we couldn't show him there, and that he jumped out the window and broke both of his ankles and then somehow crawled away and died days later. Like, none of that seems plausible to me. It seems like a really far-fetched story. And so maybe I haven't taken it as serious as I should have. But this is your opportunity to know you're missing something. Tell me.
Because the thing is, if he did jump down and he broke his ankle or whatever right then, how is he getting away from the scene?
I don't know.
Well, but the thing is they did find him walking. He was found wandering, wasn't he? So if he can walk on them, we know his feet were broken. So he was found wandering. His feet were broken. Why can he wander over here, but he can't walk over here? He can walk, obviously. So it didn't matter that his feet were broken, no matter where he's at.
What do you guys think? If you guys have taken the Mowich situation a bit more seriously,
they were saying that was, I mean, that goes back all the way to Farley as well. They were saying that like Farley was trying to kind of like talk in code because he knows, because Farley is, we have a document, what is it, from 2019? So Farley was someone who was a confidential informant and O'Neill was his handler. So we have the document that proves that.
For Farley.
Now Farley made reference. I don't remember the exact like statement that he made, but he was talking about like feet being broken and some other weird stuff. And they were saying he was kind of like talking in code a bit because he knew that what he was saying was going to go to Bill Thompson, was going to see it. So I don't know. It's a whole angle there, because I know there's a video where people are saying they say like, oh, Farley, I see you. I don't know. I'm horrible with audio, so I'm the last one to ask on audio.
there's a perfect connection between all of them from what I've understood.
Okay.
But Farley, Farley is definitely a CI. He's, I don't know if he has anything to do with this Idaho 4 or not, but he's definitely listed in there.
There were
O'Neill is someone that interviewed people that had to do with this case, so that does exist.
So reasonable. We had a couple comments that said Mowich's feet were not broken, which I don't know why everybody thinks that. I thought that too, because we hear it everywhere, and I didn't look at it any other way.
Farley wrote, Yeah,
It was in the
Farley said
reports, I
that in
think.
his paragraph. He said that his feet, but I don't know if it actually was or not.
One of the reports read something about like the feet were broken or something like that.
Right.
I thought I saw it somewhere or heard it somewhere. I just don't remember where. But this other comment says, and thank you for the $4.99. Reasonable Doubter says, if you do a reverse phone lookup on the 208 Idaho number, it comes up with a listed owner of Brent Kopacka. How would he be calling himself?
Who said that? So
Reasonable Doubter.
So I don't know if I have to pull up on the screen, but this is what Amanda I thought pulled up. The 208 number is Latah County Sheriff's Office, not Brent Kopacka, unless Brent Kopacka has a phone provided to him by the Latah County Sheriff's Office. I mean, is that getting crazy? Hold on. What is the number? I'm going to look at that number. Okay, so this is, I've got it the phone showed 208-618 1115. So that's the number I've got. That number is not the same number, unless it's a trunk line or something like that. So the number in the screenshot here is from the phone of Brent's phone was 208-618 1115. Anyways, the Kopacka, I mean the Mowich thing. So as far as I understand, Pavarotti's latest thing is he's doubling down on it was Mowich and probably Kopacka together. Is that right?
Well, yeah, sure. He lists 4 people. He has four people. It's so he thinks Kopacka. It's Kopacka, Mowich, Braun, some woman named Braun.
Janelle Braun.
And I don't remember who was I forget who the fourth.
There was a couple. I think Tomboy knows them all. She was really fun.
Yeah. So apparently Braun is someone that was like friends with Molly, I think, or something.
Yeah, she lived close to that area too.
Yeah.
That's the blonde woman, if you guys saw the video, that was in the truck that
took off from the police.
At some point it was almost like who was it? Brett Payne escorted her out of town because he followed her so far and then he just turned off and let her go. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that happened to me in Pullman or Moscow as well. They followed me so far until I got out of the range and then they broke off.
Fast, like she was trying to get away.
Okay.
You weren't, but yeah.
I was driving the speed limit like a motherfucker. I was not going to break any law.
I don't know about Mowich though. I think there's some things that make me think it's possible, like some angles, but I haven't really dug into Mowich super deep. I mean, we've talked about him, but it's just the things that really everybody else talks about. But I think there's something strange with that situation, and the dates are close, so it's like
yeah. The big thing is that white Elantra too, that accident.
Yeah.
So we brought that up before.
And how far?
That was in Oregon,
right?
Oregon,
yeah, and it has fog. And we looked at the thing; it looks like it has fog lights on that. car. So
there's so many angles on this story. It gets exhausting to try to, and that's the thing. Like, this is why I'm not saying Mowich isn't a thing. It's that I can't pull all the threads. I've got to find my thread to pull. So I've been stuck on trying to clear Kopacka's name from this for almost from the beginning, and I still can't 100% rule him out. But that's been my angle. And if Pav at one point was on Kopacka and then kind of moved away from him and then went to Mowich and now is back to kind of Mowich and Kopacka, and maybe that'll all intersect at someday and it'll all come together and it was all and maybe Demetrius and Emma Bailey are going to come back into the picture and it's all going to be the same people that all know each other, and who knows,
Well, we know from that document he was definitely on their radar. He's the one that that had the apartment that was newly painted. That's not BK.
Right.
So that document that we brought up on here.
All right. Anything else about Mowich?
Is it Birdie's birthday? If it is, happy birthday, Birdie.
Wow, is it Birdie's? I don't know if it's Birdie's birthday.
Somebody says happy birthday, Birdie. So
happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday, and if it's not your birthday,
happy birthday.
Then celebrate anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Okay, so do we have anything more to talk about Mowich right now, or do? And again, let me make it clear. I don't want to show any disrespect to Pavarotti and his research on Mowich or Farley. Like, and again, this is going to sound negative on Pavarotti has said. Pavarotti is so good at what he does that when he says something, it becomes part of the narrative for years afterwards. So Pavarotti said, "I see you, Farley," and that stuck in the community, and everybody now is convinced that they heard "I see you, Farley," and yet there are people who say that's not what you hear. It's not "I see you, Farley," it's something else. But because Pav said "I see you, Farley," it's in the narrative that is exactly what happened, and Farley was there because Pavarotti said "I hear you, Farley." He also saw Pavarotti saw the gun rack guy, and forever now a guy racked a gun because so kudos to Pav. When he says something, everyone is convinced that's the only explanation. There's a gun involved because Pav heard the gun rack, and Farley was involved because I see you, Farley. I'm still not sure that was a gun rack or that I see you, Farley is what was heard. So if he's right, he's right. But I don't know.
Right.
You know,
I'll tell you one thing.
I just appreciate all the work he puts into everything.
100%. 100%.
And I'll tell you one thing. Every time I hear the name Mowich, I instantly think of a can of Manwich. I'm telling you. Every time.
That's funny.
Every time. It's crazy. I can't get out of my head. It's weird.
I think Meow Mix. So we go different places, but
here's the point that we both do the same thing.
It's transposing shit.
It's weird. It's very weird.
All right. So the bottom line is, I'm trying to explain, if I don't give a lot of credence to the Mowich story, it's not because I don't think it will have legs or broken legs, whichever story you believe in. But it's more because my brain can only hold so much in it. I'm covering 5 cases. I don't need another rabbit hole to go down. So right now I'm kind of focused on the leads that I've got and the things. And if I'm wrong at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, we're all working for the same goal. We just want to find out what happened. And I don't really care if Pav's the one that breaks it for the 37th time, because I get told almost every single day Pav just broke the case for like the 37th time. But I don't care if it's Pav. I don't care if it's, Bubbly. I don't care if it's, whoever. Whoever solves the case, that's great. We all want the same thing at the end of the day.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right. 1-1, can you explain to us at all the Axon body camera agreement to WSU thing that you saw? Sure. Can you explain it in plain, simple terms?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Wrong. That's not the right
wrong slide.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
Oh, where is it? Should be up here. All right. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I don't know. It's a few pages, but just you can see the main. Axon announces intent to partner with Washington State University to further groundbreaking research on police-community interactions. So, why is this a big deal? What is so special about this? So, Axon, as you know, it's a public safety technology company. We use them here too in NYPD. It's probably the most widely used, I guess, across the nation. And they're best known for body-worn cameras, digital evidence management, and AI tools. And they announced its intent to partner with Washington State University to advance research on police-community interactions. So the collaboration is aimed at supporting groundbreaking academic research into how police and community interactions occur, with an emphasis on data-driven insights and analysis. So they don't talk about money or anything like that. So it's really, most of this article is just, I guess, like the beginning stages. It's just an announcement without like really specific detailed plans. But why does it matter? Police community relations research. These are complex areas where empirical study can inform policy, training, and technology design, especially with the massive amounts of digital data now collected. The transparent and evidence-based insights, collaborations between tech providers and universities can produce peer reviewable research that helps policymakers, law enforcement leaders, and communities better understand what's working and what isn't. And then academic rigor, universities, including WSU, bring methodical rigor and independence to studying sensitive public safety dynamics. So this is like a big deal because it can really change, like when they're reviewing these body cameras, if they're going to use some kind of like AI driven software or whatnot to decide, you know, what's good and what's bad. So this is part of the issue. So what else? So Axon obviously said shapes national police training standards. They influence legislation and court rulings. It affects how police behavior is interpreted by the public. This isn't a niche research. It's an infrastructure level. So the big thing with this is being able to control of the narrative around police data. Axon doesn't just collect it, it stores it, structures it, decides what is easily analyzable. So partnering with a university helps legitimize conclusions drawn from that data, which is powerful in debates about use of force, accountability, civil rights, public trust. Who frames the research often shapes the outcome. That is a huge thing. So now you got academic credibility plus corporate data equals policy impact. When research comes from a public university, it's more likely to be cited by lawmakers, more likely to influence DOJ recommendations, and more likely to be trusted by courts and oversight bodies. This partnership positions Axon-based research as the authoritative, not just corporate analysis. So it's a big deal.
Let me ask you two things, right? Or I'll ask you a thing and I'll make an observation. So the question is, how is AI being integrated into the Axon body camera footage? That's the question first, and then I'll make a statement. So do you know examples of how AI is integrated into the camera system?
I don't know. Would be their software. It would be, I don't know.
Here's part of what I worry about when you get into AI integration with cameras and predictive policing and analysis. And that is what you have to understand, in my opinion. I'm just going to throw it out there for discussion. Human beings train the AI, right? And so if human beings train the AI, if somebody reaches towards their belt, it's possibly a threat because they could be going for a weapon. And they tell the AI, if you're analyzing a video and you see somebody reach for their belt, come back with this was a threat to an officer because you saw somebody reach for their belt kind of thing. Like, can AI be used to have AI spit out yes, this officer was totally justified to shoot because somebody in the background in a crowd was seen reaching towards their belt, which could have been going for a weapon. And that, will it get to the point where somebody prompted the system to learn to look for things to give them the narrative that they need? Or is that just crazy to them?
No, and that's a big danger, because if that's what they do start doing, I mean, it could get all kinds of things wrong that will impact court cases, you name it.
Yes, exactly, 100%.
Especially if you're telling it what you think is suspicious behavior, and all the AI is doing is spitting back.
And that's the key point. So the key thing here. So I have three big questions that are potential conflicts of interest. So while the article is kind of framed in a positive way, it makes you think like, oh yeah, this is great. This is a great AI thing. This would be great for the future. Can research remain fully independent when the data comes from a private vendor? That's one. Two, will unfavorable findings about policing practices or technology be published?
Yeah.
And three, who controls access to the raw data?
Yeah.
But it's a learning program. So it learns.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like when we make our thumbnails and stuff like that, every time we I can't believe you got that up there. Every time that we create one, it remembers what we did with the last one. Or like if I make a description or something, you know what I mean? And it repeatedly learns us, and it'll start doing things in here that we have repeatedly done already, and it learns. So in this aspect outside, it's gonna do the same thing in the same way, if not stronger, because of what it's used for. So
And by the way,
like if it's used in a good, so like what I have here, if it's done like with anything that's technology or whatever, if it's used in a good way, if done transparently, which because we always get everything transparent, right? And independently, this research could improve de-escalation training, could identify patterns that reduce violent encounters, and could strengthen public trust through data-backed reform. So we got a gift.
Thank you so much for the
biscuits. $4.99.
Sausage biscuit.
Yeah.
And thank you, Michelle, for the gifted. Sorry.
If it's done poorly or selectively, it can reinforce institutional bias. It can justify existing practices without meaningful reform, and it can create science-backed cover for controversial policing methods. So
what's Foxy saying?
The main thing, the announcement isn't just about research; it's about who gets to define the truth about policing in the data era. So it's a big deal.
And let me see if I can lay out an example of something that you might think is a good thing. Here's where we're really close, if not already have the capability of doing. Massive AI engines that watch social media and all of your interactions and your banking activity and whatever could do this. Well, we see that your wife just recently won custody over your kids in a custody battle. And on social media, you posted to a friend on Tuesday, if that bitch gets my kids, I'll fucking kill her. And then yesterday, you went out to a handgun store and bought a handgun. Therefore, there's a 99% chance that you're going to go kill your wife. We're arresting you preemptively and putting you behind bars to stop a future crime. And now we're at minority report, which is that based on statistical analysis and AI learning, we have learned you're about to commit a crime. And we just stopped you before you did. And everybody would be like, how great, we stopped somebody. But like, was it what was happening? Or are we just going to train the model to look for suspicious behavior and then start predicting who's going to commit a crime? And will we ever get to a point, you think, where we're start arresting for people for things that they haven't done yet because statistically they're likely to do so?
It's coming.
Until it makes a mistake and somebody, just like the damn movie. Okay? I mean, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect.
I mean, think of our conversations that we have with our friends or family members about crime and the things we talk about or the things we look up and things like, I mean, we would be made to look like we're psychotic. Like we all have mental issues and that's what we want to do is go murder people. And
it's a reality. I used to love Stephen King. And I used to buy books on writing. And when I wanted to write horror, I would buy and look up how long does it take for maggots to form on a body? How long does decomposition take? And then you would try to create a realistic story about how long somebody could stay in a freezer, for example, like, right? But if you don't know the context and you're like, well, yeah, in Lee's local area, a body just went missing, and he searched on the internet, how long does a person last in freezer, so therefore, and if you only tell people half the story, that maybe I was writing a book about how to do, and so, it's a slippery slope.
Well, wait a minute. I think my biggest issue is what you just said, is that you used to love Stephen King. What do you mean you used to?
I used to read fiction. I don't read fiction very much anymore. That's the problem.
Or they could be tracking you with GPS and like ask, why are you taking a drive around Gilgo Beach?
Right? I mean, we do shit that's sketchy. And you and I on that drive, I joked on camera. So I've got a body in the trunk and we got to find a place to dump it. And it was just meant to be like a thought exercise, but you don't take that out of context and you'd be like, here's a video where he literally is telling the NYPD officer he's got a body in the trunk and they're going to go dump it.
Exactly. And here's the thing. They should be able to look at who makes the statement, who has looked up what they've looked up, and be able to separate. But nowadays, I almost feel like it would be used in an opposition to break you down or take you down. You know what I mean? That's the scary part of it all. That's what bothers me.
Right. Well, there's already, issues with court documents with AI, because AI is notorious for doing what's called hallucinating. And so, courts are starting to, say that you have to start revealing whether you use AI to create your court documents and so forth.
Yes.
So,
well, yeah,
I mean,
I've had Ali Benevento, the criminal defense attorney, right? We've had Ali Benevento on, and she'll say, I can guarantee you that court document was written by AI, but it was presented by an actual lawyer. But lawyers will even use AI to have AI kind of get them the first draft. And why wouldn't you? It's pretty good. If they can get you close, then you just clean up the errors.
It should be illegal to use in criminal cases, in my opinion, in any aspect, just like they did with Charlie Kirk's case. When they put out the pictures of Tyler Robinson, they put that picture out of him, and they put this picture out of somebody that it is definitely not him. And people were confused about that. Like, which one is which? Who's the right one? Who's not? And we still, you know what I mean? So they shouldn't be able to use that in a criminal case whatsoever, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. We're kind of getting closer to the end of the night. What do you guys got? Any guys got any thoughts that you wished we would have talked about tonight's open season? Or do we have a question from the peanut gallery, or somebody wants to jump on stage? But I see Logan's brain smoking.
I do have a question. It's about the Guthrie case. I'm just curious what your opinion is, or your guys' thoughts are on the letters, emails, the ransom stuff that's being sent to TMZ.
Yeah. Do you have thoughts?
You guys? Legit? Well, do you think?
What
I'm asking you guys.
If they're real?
Yeah. Why TMZ?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
The normal ransom, like a normal. Even if you're gonna take some. I mean, the fact that you're taking an 84-year-old woman is odd in itself. It's like such a low percentage. You normally don't take someone of that age. There's been no proof of life. No. To me, it's all the ransom. It's all about the business transaction. You want?
I do have thoughts.
What you want and get out.
I do have thoughts about why TMZ, Logan, and so here's why I thought. TMZ is a media outlet that's more interested in getting the big scoop story than whether or not it's factual or not. They're kind of like a tabloid in a lot of ways. I think that's my perception of TMZ.
Me
so
too.
My reasoning for why TMZ is they figure TMZ will want to have the big story. If somebody like a quote unquote, if there is such a thing, legit news organization like a Fox or a CNN or whatever might not bite on the hey, if you give me $60,000 or give me 1 Bitcoin or whatever, I'll give you a tip or whatever. But TMZ might, because TMZ will run with, we're the only one who will talk about it. We got breaking news. No one else has it. So I would imagine, my guess would be the reason why the ransom would go to a TMZ is because they're hoping that the tabloid type group will be more likely to pay them than the FBI or a major news organization. So they're going to somebody who's known to want to just get the scoop, and they're willing to pay big money to get the scoop.
And he would, like, the FBI would be all over him or all over them over at TMZ over that kind of stuff, I would imagine. So they would probably know good or bad. Yeah. Well, I would hope, you know what I mean? Why? What do you think with it, Logan? You think it's not real, or?
I'm not sure. I feel like there's been several from several different directions, and it seems like none of them have really panned out to be anything. One is definitely fake because he got arrested. Is TMZ full of crap, knowing that they can encrypt emails and, do this stuff themselves and make it look like there's
themselves?
Right, just to create a story, knowing that, somebody with a lot of knowledge on it, knowing how to encrypt things and hide behind whatever.
That would be some hellacious charges to come against them if it came out in the end, I would think. And that'd be
if they knew how to do it to where they wouldn't get charged for it. They were just that intelligent with it, knew exactly what they were doing just to make a damn story.
And this user's comment also as does the choice of TMZ tell you something about the age of the ransom person, right? Like the person holding the hostage. What if the reason they're going to TMZ is that's more their type of generation's news as opposed to the old stodgy channels? Like, does it tell you more about the the kidnapper than it does, anything. So they're all good questions.
Yeah. Who was somebody just said that about Levin being an attorney before, and then like I said, I know that at least they claimed on the TMZ channels that the FBI was fully involved in the situation. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just thinking outside the box, like different things, and nobody's brought that up yet. So I was just curious what people thought of that angle, maybe. But I mean, now we have a new letter that's basically saying, if you don't pay what we're asking, we're going to do some really horrible things to her, which we know what that probably would, lead to. And
right.
So they're in that sentence, they're trying to make it seem like she is still alive.
Yep.
And now they're kind of pushing the boundaries as far as what they're going to say to get attention and get this money to themselves. I don't know.
But they also, this one he said today was from a completely different source. That is basically this fifth one is basically the way it reads. It's coming from the kidnapper. As to the other four that we're reading differently, like they're just somebody saying, "I know who the kidnapper is if you pay me." So in a sense, extorting some kind of money for a reason. But at the same time, it's.
One before that said "Dear Savannah," like
one of them did, yeah. That was one of the ransom notes, I believe. That wasn't one. See, that's the problem. There's too many different things going on with these.
Right.
And I still feel like those other letters, the other four, very likely, if the fifth one is real, I'll say the other four are probably from the same person. They're just being redirected in a different way, which is easy to do. And they're claiming now, I think that the other four were actually from the kidnappers, if they're real as well, and they're just trying to play it off as if they're not the kidnappers to keep themselves out of this shit. You know what I mean?
I'm not a tech person, so I don't understand all that stuff. I know I can send encrypted emails and stuff, but I don't understand how do you not know who it's coming from as far as the FBI or the CIA or whoever else? How do they not know? How can they not track it back? I don't get it.
Well, that's a catch-22, and I don't want to get huge off on it, but so that's a catch-22 thing. So Edward Snowden, who turned kind of quote unquote against the U.S. and told a bunch of their secrets, kind of indicated that you can hide things from the government. But here's another thing that's interesting. Did you know that in the United States, for example, it's illegal to have a certain level of encryption? Like a certain bit encryption, it's illegal. And that number changes as technology changes. But what I told people is, if you use your brain, there's a reason why it's illegal to use an encryption higher than a certain number, because that's the number they can break it, right? So if the government can't break the encryption, that encryption level is illegal. So where am I going with that? There is encryption level you can get where the government isn't comfortable that they can break it in a timely fashion. So they just make it illegal to use it. But does that mean it's not out there? No, it is out there and you can use it. But the use of it would be illegal itself, because anything they're telling you can use means they know how to hack it or they can break it relatively fast.
Right.
So, yeah. If that made any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's Sabrina? Good question. So what this person's asking is about Sabrina Atkins, I believe, in the Letcher County case against Ben Fields, which is coming up in a few weeks. I'm not entirely sure how Sabrina is at the moment. Sabrina actually reached out to me not too long ago and reached out to me today, in fact, and said, "Can I talk to you?" or something to that effect. The wording was weird, but it sounded like she was asking if we can talk, and I haven't heard from her since. That's not to say anything has happened to her, so don't get all that. But so when you ask how she's doing, I don't know. The odd thing is she asked me if she could talk to me today, and I said yes, and then I never heard from her again. So I don't know. I'm working on trying to get an update on that. I'm not her guardian, so don't think that I'm trying to claim that I'm keeping anything safe with her. But I have been in touch with her. I'm not even sure if it's entirely appropriate for me to be in touch with her, because again, she's facing a federal case in a few weeks, and has an attorney representing her in a federal case against several entities. And so as I told her, I'm not even entirely sure it's appropriate for her to talk to people. But she's she's got her own will, and she's talking to a lot of people. So as is a lot of people in that county, because their idea is that no one's listening to us, and people are getting killed, and people are getting run off the road over here. And our only support is to tell everybody about it, so that when we go missing, somebody goes, well, shit, maybe they got killed. And it's horrible.
No, there's never been any proof of life that I've ever found.
And that's back on the Nancy Guthrie case, right? Yeah.
No.
I agree with that one too, Logan. Like, who's hanging on to a kidnap victim this long? Well, see, and I said that too. Like, I wonder if this is being drawn out because somebody's really trying hard to get a hold of some money so that they can get out of the country and before they're caught. You know what I mean? I just kind of wonder that, but still, that is a great question, truly.
Yep.
I have suspected, as we've said a million times, without proof of life for this long, I don't think she's probably alive, because they would be able to escalate. In my opinion, they would be able to escalate getting payment if they could prove she was alive. The reason why nobody's paying is because there's no proof she's even alive anymore. And the longer it goes without them proving that she's alive, the less likely they're going to get paid, because everybody's starting to say at this point, I don't think she's alive anymore. Yep. They're going to have to prove. And by the way, oh my gosh, as a morbid aside, I hate to say this, but I'm going to. You guys all follow true crime. Do you remember a true crime case in which an individual killed, I think it was a barista, and then sewed her eyes open? Yeah, and sewed her eyes open and sent a proof of life picture to show that she was alive.
Just gonna say that.
Oh my God.
Just gonna say that. Yep.
That was
I'm like, why don't they just take a picture of her with her eyes open?
Right?
You know? Like,
oh God.
There's your proof of life. Now give me my money. I don't understand. I don't get it.
See, that's the other thing too, is we don't know truly. We don't truly know like what else has been going on in the background. There could be things like that they're just not showing us. But I can't. That's wild. I forgot about that.
And that could be why there hasn't been a payment too, is because they know more than that, and they're not sending money because of either we have a picture and we can tell she's not alive, or we don't have a video or picture proof of life, and that's why we're not sending it. It could be either one.
And it's, you know, what's weird is like the Guthrie family said, we will pay. They clearly said it that day. And nothing happened after that. Everything just got quiet after that, which was weird.
And here's why here's what I think. If this is a real story, here's why I think that happened. The family said, we will pay. And someone probably in the FBI who's a profiler, knows this shit, said, don't pay. She's probably not alive. You're wasting your money.
What I think,
and there would be a talk, like the family would be like, we're willing to pay. And they'd be like, I wouldn't pay if I were you. It's a huge waste of your money. You need to get proof of life. And until you do so, I wouldn't pay that money.
I think somebody told them not to too.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do a wrap up, guys. I saw JJ was in the chat. I would have invited him up, but if I invite him up, then we're going to be on for another hour. Not to say that he talks a lot, because that's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying that I know that we'd be asking all his thoughts on things, and then we'd be here for forever. So I like that JJ showed up. I kind of want to bring him on stage to say goodnight, but then what if we get off on a squirrel chase and whatever? I don't know. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to play for you guys. I recommend, if you weren't here at the beginning and you didn't hear our new badass sizzle reel and song that was put together by Dago and Molly on graphics, and Robin and One putting all these different clips together, and it's got everybody on the team as part of our Crimes After Dark show. You need to stay for the sizzle reel. The sizzle reel. Should I do the sizzle reel before we say our goodnights, or say our goodnights and then roll us out? I'll do that. We're going to say the goodnights and then we'll roll us out with the sizzle reel. That way you guys can all go. All right, let's go around the horn. Let's go Logan, Dago, 1-1, Robin, and then myself, and then we'll roll the sizzle reel. All right, Logan, you're up.
Thank you, everybody, for being here and always tuning in. Tonight was great conversation. I appreciate everybody, all the viewers, all the mods. The gifted and super chats, always appreciate you guys as well. Do something nice for yourself today. Be kind, but more importantly, be kind to your animals. And we will see you on my channel live tomorrow at 5:45, and then back here tomorrow night. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, and remember, if you get hit by a car outside of Logan's house and you're not four-legged, you're not going to get fucking help from her. So, yeah. All right. So, Dago, what do you got?
Thank you guys again, all of you, for joining us. Thank you to all of these amazing moderators throughout everywhere. Thank you again to my producer, my videographer, all of my mods, all of the mods, just all of you guys. You guys are all amazing. Thank you all so very much. Thank you to all of you that are here to watch and listen to us all. That means everything to all of us. I can say that. And of course, thank you to the amazing people for having me here with them to have these conversations that are up here with me. Every one of them, I adore every one of you guys and every bit of what we do. And I'm looking forward to every time we do this. Every time, guys. I always look forward to the next time as soon as we end this time. So anyway, don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, folks. Don't change a thing. You guys are the beautiful people. And I will see you all very soon. Good night and God bless.
I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody said in here tonight it was Birdie's birthday, and we all said happy birthday to Birdie, but then someone said, I don't know if it's Birdie's birthday, but it is Pete's from Murder Metal Mayhem. So it's everyone's fucking birthday. Happy birthday, Pete, if it's your birthday as well. I don't know if it's true or not, but very good. All right, 1-1. All
right, great show as always. Discussion, Meatballs, Denizens, Turtles, Logan, Dago, Robin, Bossman, good stuff. I love the live from earlier. Make sure you guys are able to subscribe. There's a lot of good content. I believe I think it's $2.99 or $3. We put out some great live stuff. So today, Lee was going over a bunch of Kopaka documents and videos and stuff that he received. So that stuff, if that's the kind of thing that you like Lee looking at it, live, right firsthand. I mean, it's good stuff. Thanks to our amazing mods from all the channels, Penny, Essie, Amanda. Thanks to Amanda for making reference to the WSU partnership with the Axon. That was great info that you gave to me. So thank you. And I will end with a movie quote here.
Hell yeah.
So you guys ready?
Yep.
Dago should get a handicap. All right.
He's muted, so maybe he. Oh shit! His handicap is he's got to unmute himself.
He's ready.
He's already ready to go. All right, go for it.
Yeah. I don't want sex. Anyone can have sex. I want a relationship. I want romance.
No clue.
You lost me on that one, Bubba.
Said no one ever.
Sex in the City.
I don't know. What is that?
Is it a movie or a show?
It's an 80s movie.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint.
This is before I was even born.
Say it one more time.
Sean Penn. What?
Say it one more time.
Sean Penn. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
buddy.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Holy, forget it.
S got it.
Essie got it. Nice.
All right, Robin, what do you got?
I don't know how she remembers all the stuff that she does, but anyway, thanks so much for everyone for coming out tonight, whether you're here live or if you're watching us on the replay crew. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate you just as much. Please make sure, like One said, that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure your notifications are turned on, because apparently YouTube is notorious for messing with your settings. So make sure that everything's turned on, because like Lee did today with more footage, he often does come on, and sometimes it's a little impromptu. and he always has great stuff, so you don't want to miss anything. You know, and to all of my fellow panelists, you guys just absolutely rock, and I enjoy spending this time with you every night. And to all the mods and the meatballs and the believers and our denizens, we just we couldn't appreciate you anymore. So thank you to one and all. And if there's anyone out there who has a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Nice. And by the way, somebody had asked, who said the line, "I don't want sex, I want a relationship"? What was it? Who said that line in Fast Times at Ridgemont?
Stacey Hamilton.
Nope.
Spicoli?
It was you're thinking it was Sean Penn's character, Spicoli?
Sean Penn was Spicoli, so
Spicoli.
Yeah. But was it Spicoli or Stacey Hamilton played Jennifer Jason Lee, or played by Jennifer Jason Lee, said the line. Okay.
How do I know?
There you go.
I knew that movie. I watched that movie 2 million times.
Mr.
I've seen
Hand.
like 3 movies my whole life, so I'm never gonna get one.
You're young.
Yep.
If I'm here and you're here, isn't it our time? Sorry. I got some lines. I haven't watched that movie in 30 years, and I still have lines in my head from that movie. All right, everybody, we're going to play us out with the fantastic sizzle reel that we started with. Thanks for coming. I will probably almost certainly go live tomorrow for members only to do more Kopaka video breakdowns. We've got body-worn camera footage up the ass. We've got, phrases. We've got a lot of footage. We've got audio footage. We've got more documents to go through. So we'll probably do a couple, 2 or 3 hours of that tomorrow. And like Robin said, it's a bit impromptu. I wake up, I have a cup of coffee, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll go do it. So it's just, if you see me go live and you want to just kind of be part of it, and you can ask anything, by the way. I keep telling people it's an ask me anything session. You can ask me like the last time I had jock itch. I don't give a shit. Just ask me a question. We'll talk about it. Whatever the point would be. All right.
Ditto.
I won't be asking you that.
have a great night. I'm going to remove everybody from stage and then play the scissor reel on the way out. Take it easy, everybody.
Close the night out right, panel at the table in that half-dead light. Miss Robin in the middle, calling every shot, directing and producing, till the story runs hot. 1-1 from the city, badge heavy on his chest, towing that law like a wicked chain, spitting facts. No rest. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel. We watch the threads ignite. DJ in the corner, state of the deep in his head. Which lies to toss and which ones to keep instead. Dago from the cafe says forget about it. Leans back, spins his thoughts like a blade cutting holes in the track. Lee at the front, head advocate, steady stare. Every word like a warning, every silence a dare. All of them leaning in, clock crawling, eyes bright. Every secret feels louder than the buzzing of the night. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. You can bury it in paper, you can lock it in a file, but the truth bleeds through, drip by drip, tile by tile. We're dragging it to daylight, name by name, line by line. If you wrote it in the shadows, we'll read it out this time. Yeah. Crimes after dark, we close the night outright. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel. We watch the threads ignite.
I think I was listening. I must have been listening to Nick.